Hi everybody, Mark Jewell with Mark Jewell Speaking and Training, here today to talk to you about what I think is a really important message facing our industry today. And you might be thinking, well, which one, Mark? Right? I'm sure you've got more than enough important things flowing across your desk today. But here's the key thing that I want to bring to you today. I want to talk about generations in the workplace. I've had the good privilege to travel across the United States talking with agricultural business leaders about the issues that they're facing with multiple generations working in the same workplace at the same time. And more specifically yet, what I'm talking about are those millennials, the Gen Y folks working in the workplace. This is one of the key frustration points that I'm finding with a lot of managers, especially baby boomers and Gen Xers today, as I go out and talk with multiple different types of businesses and speak to audiences on this topic around the United States. So here's where I'm going with this today. I want to talk to you about a solution to what we can do to help millennials adjust and integrate and perform better to get more out of those millennial workers that you might have in your company right now. Now, first of all, let me just tell you about when I go out and talk with decision makers and leaders in this industry. What I'm finding as I sit down across the table and we start to have a conversation, I hear things like this. Mark, these guys, these millennials, these Gen Y kids they're so damn lazy. They're entitled. They've been given ribbons every day for every event, every T-ball game, even if they didn't win. They got an 11th place ribbon. You've seen that, haven't you? And I say, yeah, I've seen that and I get it and I understand your frustration. They say they just don't get relationship development. They think the next customer is just going to walk in, off the street. We don't have to take care of the ones that we've got going on. What I need are relationship makers, not order takers, Mark. And they say, yes, I understand, I get that, and that's what I'm hearing from folks. There's the complaint about how tech dependent that millennials are, and that they want a promotion 6 weeks after coming on the job, just for showing up and doing a half-assed job. The appearance isn't right, and they're not timely, and on and on and on. I hear these things, and quite frankly, the first 15 or 20 minutes when I sit down to talk with leaders in this industry, what is really more of a counseling session. I'm letting them vent a little bit, because I am a millennial myself, but really of the senior class of the millennial generation, which gives me a unique perspective on things. You see, I have worked with baby boomers, traditionalists, with Gen Xers and millennials, all in my care, under my care, colleagues side by side, working across those generations during my decade and a half of experience in and around the agriculture industry. I've built a couple businesses where I've needed to work with these different generations, in the workplace in order to reach goals, to make things happen, to hit some of those key performance indicators and things like that. I have a family where I grew up with traditionalist parents. I have 2 baby boomer sisters and another sister yet who's a Gen X, and I'm on that cusp of Gen X and Gen Y. I consider myself millennial, so I get it. I've seen it. I understand everything that's frustrating managers and leaders across our industry. But here's the thing, folks. It doesn't have to be so frustrating. It doesn't have to be a bad situation. We get to decide. We get to choose what we do with this, because here's what's great. The millennial generation is highly malleable, highly influenceable, and there are things that we can do, triggers we can put into place, behavior change processes that we can set up to help us get more out of our millennial workers. And frankly, you know what? Some of these folks are high potential. You see so much potential in them and you want to develop them, and I'm guessing that you can probably pick out at least 1, 2, or 3 of those high potential millennials in your organization right now, and you want to see them go all the way to the top. You probably want to mentor them because you want to see them succeed. You want to see your business succeed, and you want to see that person lead it because you know the young person has potential. And frankly, I have trained with and worked side by side in the training room with several millennial leaders who now are district managers and regional managers and have the care, are in the charge of quite a few people that maybe have more experience than them, that are older than them. So where am I going with this? Well, here's what I've discovered. I've spoken to thousands over the last year about this topic, and provided training to those managers, to the decision makers, and that's all well and good. I continue to do that with some of my programs. Okay. But one thing that I really think is necessary, and that has been confirmed by other leaders, by you, is that we need a mastermind group for high potential millennials in the agricultural workspace. And so that is what this video is all about, and that is what I have designed specifically for you and your millennial workers. I've designed something called the Millennial Mastermind, and we're going to kick it off this summer of 2014 with a live 3-day training event filled with leadership training, customer service training, sales training, management training, you name it, cramming it all into one high-impact event. We're not even going to sleep much. It's going to be a great, immersion event where we come out with wonderful, wonderful plans that will help these millennial leaders expand their capacity to do more in the workplace once they return home. And it doesn't end there. This isn't just a one-time live event. This is a behavior change model that I have built this program within, and so it goes on from there. Every week, every single week, for 52 weeks, these millennial high potential leaders are going to receive a podcast direct from me covering new content, new leadership principles, new practices, new best things that I'm seeing in the marketplace throughout the year. Okay? That's the next part. Then, every month, we're all going to jump into one big call together, and I am bringing together some of the best leaders that I can find in the agriculture industry. People that have led major corporations to the top, people that have started businesses and brought them to the top, and I will be interviewing them in this live call, giving your high potential millennials first-hand access to some of the brightest and most experienced and best leaders that our industry has had to offer. And there's more. I will continue offering email blasts once a week along with our podcast with information that can help them develop consistently over time throughout the year. We're going to do targeted personalized group coaching calls, so groups of no more than 8 or 10 people, where we'll come together in a virtual format and coach these groups and kind of see what's going on, how are things playing along, how are the goals progressing that you set back at the beginning of our year together, and that happens once per month. Just packing all sorts of value into this event, this year-long behavior change initiative to help your high potential leaders network with other high potential leaders from around the industry and help lift each other up, build each other up. Lord knows that we in agriculture are in this together, and it is in our best interest to help each other out and help each other grow. And that is what I aim to bring together in this high potential mastermind group, the Millennial Mastermind. And this is solely focused on the agriculture industry, folks. My background is in the agriculture industry. I've spent my entire career around it. My undergraduate degree is in agriculture education, and I have a huge passion. I can literally remember the day, folks, when I fell in love with agriculture, standing at the edge of a hayfield on the small farm that I grew up on. As the farmer came in to run the swather through the field and cut that hay, I just remember the smell and the noise and the picture and the sunset that was happening in the background, and I fell in love with production agriculture and all that we can do with it, and I haven't looked back since. Folks, I hope you'll consider signing up 1, 2, 3, 5, hell, I'll take 10 of your high potential millennials if you got them, and we'll put them into the Millennial Mastermind group, but you have to act now. We're signing up people. Things are filling up really, really fast. There's a lot of interest in this particular program, and the sooner you act, the sooner you get those people signed up, the better chance they will have. And I am going to cap this group off so that it doesn't get too far out of hand. Get them signed up today. If you need any contact information, you'll find it on one of the websites associated with this video, and I cannot wait to talk with you. Please call with questions. Contact information should be here somewhere on the webpage, or just drop your email address into the contact form, and I will email you out a free copy of the top 10 actions for getting more out of millennials, and then follow up with more information about the Millennial Mastermind. This is Mark Jewell with Mark Jewell Speaking and Training. I cannot wait to speak with you. I cannot wait to help your high potential millennial evolve faster than they ever could have in the next year, and I cannot wait to see where agriculture goes with this new generation of people leading it. Thanks, and take care.